Okay, so I'm gonna review the Steel Storm and the Xtreme 45 by G&G. This Xtreme 45 here. So these are the only two CO2 pistols that I have that work. CO2 weapons that work. This works, but it's a real piece of shit. So, if you look, you can see when I cock it. Here, wait. When I cock it, the slide locks back. It doesn't lock, it just stays back. What happened was the spring flew out of there. That part, see the silver that came off, and the spring just flew out, and another piece inside of it broke. So now every time I shoot, I have to press this forward, hold it forward actually, while it shoots, because the hammer doesn't hit. See that thing that releases the CO2, and it's attached to another piece, so this is in the middle, and it has to be right on the other piece, or it won't fire. And so you have to have it pointed down or straight, and you have to push it forward occasionally. You probably should, but yeah, so this doesn't work. And then it's really hard to get the CO2 in. So that's the Xtreme 45. And then the Steel Storm, it's a really good gun. So far it's been great. Basically, fire selector, that 6-round burst, that's a single. Safety is right here. Push it down for off, push it up for on. Every time you take the CO2 out, by pressing that button, pushing that in, pulling that out, once you put it back in, you have to cock it with this charging handle. Load the BBs, push that back, and just load them in. Then pull this thing back. It'll be right there. Pull it back, lock it back, right there, and load that. It's a 4.5, so it's a BB gun. It uses 2 cartridges. I attached my own scope. It doesn't come with one. This is a pretty good scope. I like it. And then when the safety's off, all it does is decock it. If you pull the trigger, you can pull it. On all of my CO2 pistols, you've been able to do that. Any CO2 weapon I've owned, you've been able to pull this, but this one just decocks it. And yeah, so those are my working guns.